Welcome to Finding My True Love channel. My name is Taquan, and this should be, I kind of lost count, but this should be maybe video number 29 or 20 or 30, and somewhere around day 70 of me finding my true love. So God does choose your spouse, and I can prove it. God has someone for you. He does. And I'm going to explain this from a biblical perspective, straight out of God's own mouth. If you go to, and I'm going to kind of paraphrase, but Matthew chapter 19, verses 3 to 9. It says something like, because the Pharisees, they were testing Jesus again. They were questioning him, and they said, well, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any and every reason? And so the Lord replied, haven't you read that from the beginning the Creator made them male and female? And for this reason, a man will leave his mother and his father, and be united with his wife. And so the two will become one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man separate. So then they started to say something like, well, why did Moses permit them to write letters of divorce and send their wives away? Then the Lord replied, well, it wasn't always like that. But because of your hardened hearts in those days, that was allowed. And then he said something like, truly I tell you, if a man divorces his wife and it's not for adultery, then if a man divorces his wife and it's not for adultery, and he marries another woman, then he has committed adultery, something like that. So it's pretty basic, pretty common sense. If you think about it, the female came from the male. So basically it's like they're already one, because the female is everything that, is part of the male. Female, there would be no female if it wasn't for the male. So, and it's supposed to stay that way. God said it's not good for a man to be alone. So that means every man, he originally intended for a man, if you're a man, to have a wife. And so, since it's male and female now, then they need to join together to be completed as man, the creation called man. Because whether you're a female or male, you're still considered, God calls you man or son of man, stuff like that. So the God, the all-knowing God, who knows the numbers of the hairs on your head, and there's a psalm that says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. You formed me in the womb. You know everything about me. He knows everything about you, everything that you're made for, you're made from, everything that you're supposed to do and supposed to have. And so when you speak of male and female, it's supposed to be one. Like peanut butter and jelly. We don't look at it as a peanut butter and a jelly, but one sandwich, 2 peas in a pot. And it says it itself, what God has joined together, let no man separate. So God joins together your husband or your wife. That is why, that's the answer. That's why God chooses your spouse. We as in flesh form, as humans, you don't have the capacity. See, everyone thinks, like even my channel, Finding My True Love, I can try all I want to, but ultimately it's God. We don't have the capacity to choose the perfect person for us. But moreover, what I'm trying to say is, we don't have the capacity to make our flesh become one. That's a spiritual thing. We don't have the capacity to join our body together, or our being, to another person and become one. We don't have the authority or the capacity to do that. That's God. That's a godly thing right there. So in that regard, whoever you end up with, God purposed that. God purposes and has someone for you. Someone somewhere around the world, He has someone perfectly for you that was made for you. Some people try to say like twin flames, or your other half. But yeah, whoever your wife will be, or your husband, God chooses that. He has determined that. So in a way, I guess it's like saying love will find you. And of course it's in God's timing. But that is proof that God chooses your spouse, and He has someone for you. He didn't make you or me to be alone, even though this world tells me, and people, even females, they tell me that I am strange, I am awkward, I'm not attractive, I'm too different to be with a girl or a woman, you know, in these, I call it rebellious, perilous times, these last days. You know, despite the fact that I can't find anyone like me, and women, they don't like me, apparently God does have someone for me. And it's hard for me to believe, because women, they don't even know. They just look, they just pass me. And if I do talk to one, we're definitely not on the same page. No one has the spiritual mind, and they just don't understand me. So you can watch my other videos and see what I mean. But as weird and unique as I am, like a snowflake, they say every snowflake has its own unique pattern. As different as I am, and as rare as I am, God still has someone for me, which would, I guess, be my other half, a part of me, my completion. Otherwise, it would just be a pointless life for me. So that's all I wanted to say. So if you're discouraged, or if you feel discouraged like me, and that you just can't find anyone, or you feel that you can't be loved, people can't understand you, or I don't know, but I guess this video is more so for myself, consolation for myself. God does choose your spouse. He has someone for you, and just trust in Him and give Him all the glory. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, share, and please watch my other videos. Thanks.